saw this coming. Aaron Rodgers ripped by the last person in the world you were expecting to hear it from. We are loaded up today, people, as we get up with you starting right now on this Thursday. Delighted you were there. Delighted they are here. Graziano's ready to go. Ninko's ready to go. Bartholomew is in the house. And Damien is preaching once again today. How are we, D. Wood?
I'm good. What's going on?
We are ready to roll, and we have got ourselves the game of the year on tap. Two iconic franchises squaring off Sunday night. It's the 9th all-time playoff meeting between the Cowboys and the 49ers that is tied for the most common playoff matchup ever. Dallas has won 5 of the previous 8. Both franchises ranked top 2 among current NFC teams in playoff wins, conference championship appearances, and Super Bowl titles. Each of them has won 5. The Niners won 4 of theirs in the 80s. The Cowboys won 3 of theirs in the 90s. Overall, they combined to win 8 Super Bowls in those decades. Here's Kyle Shanahan on the rivalry.
So it was the biggest rivalry in football to me growing up. And then usually that goes away when you don't meet in the playoffs a bunch. And we had a big game last year. We got a big game this year. So the more you do that, the bigger it gets again.
All right, the spread is tight. Caesars like San Francisco at home, but only by 4 points. The total, by the way, at 46 is the lowest of the 4 playoff games this weekend. For what it's worth, Mike McCarthy is 0-3 as a head coach against San Francisco in his postseason career. One of those games, of course, came last season, the disastrous final seconds of that game in Dallas. So I gave my friend Rob Ninkovich a homework assignment. You were with us yesterday here, and I told you that I believe that when the postseason begins, these quarterbacks who don't like to run that much during the regular year, particularly Patrick Mahomes, we see them using their legs. Dak Prescott does that as well as just about any quarterback in the NFL. Show us how he's going to do it Sunday.
Okay, this is the easy assignment. It's only 2 plays, but just roll the tape. Let's get on this real quick. So I'm going to highlight the defensive end right here. So this is an option play. Dak is going to keep the ball. The defensive end has to make a decision. Do I go get the quarterback or do I go get the pitch? He tries to slow play it. Dak gives him a little fake, runs it up the field, close to a touchdown. So now I'm going to show you another play. The defense is in man coverage. Everyone is in man. So this is vital that the defensive line keeps the quarterback in the pocket. You see the defensive end gets pinned inside here. You have to contain the quarterback because when you're in man, your DBs have turned their backs to the quarterback. They have no vision. So this space here where Dak can get out and run for a first down, that is a vital thing for the defensive line to make sure they keep the quarterback in the pocket, especially if you're a man, but we know the 49ers like to play zone. So with zone, your eyes are on the quarterback, so that doesn't give you as much space as you would if you had man. So it's going to be up to the D-line as well.
Look, Dak is not Josh Allen, and he's not Lamar Jackson. It's not a part of their designed offense all year long, but he more than has the ability to do it, and this past weekend, he had a season high in rushing attempts, and Bart, I think that is a big part of the game plan for Sunday night.
Well, listen, when you talk about making a dash for the cash, you got to be all in. And, any means necessary. And I think that's what you see. You see the desperation and the urgency by Dak, understanding that they need him to be as mobile as he can be because that dictates coverage. Because what happens is if Dak starts to hurt you with his legs, then you have to put a spy. If you put a spy there, then that allows, alleys and lanes for you to throw the ball in front of the safety. So he has to make sure that he uses his athleticism. We see Daniel Jones doing it at a clip that we haven't seen before. He puts that back foot down. If he sees man-to-man coverage, back's turned, you have an opportunity because you always have alleys. The same lanes that you throw through as a mobile quarterback, you run through because the defense only has 4 guys on the line of scrimmage. You have 5 guys. That creates 2 open lanes. You step up. You do not step back and retreat because you put your tackles at risk. Damon Woody used to hate when Sanchez used to do that. They step up in the pocket, stand in the eye of the hurricane. Yeah, I just threw you under the bus with it.
But here's the thing. Look, he used to do a lot more of it, it feels like. And then he had the terrible injury, and it feels like they've scaled that back. And that's fine. That's smart. You don't want your quarterback taking unnecessary hits during the regular season. But this is a 1-game season now on Sunday, and he has the potential to make this a very important part of the game.
Well, I mean, listen, we've been talking about this aspect of Dak's game for I don't know how long. Like, when is Dak going to use his legs, right? We know he's one of the best pocket passers in the National Football League, but we always said that was an underrated element of his game that he wasn't utilizing. Then, voila, here we go. First playoff game, we see Dak doing speed option, scramble, naked bootleg. Like, That's what it's going to take against San Francisco, because guess what? It's going to be very hard to actually run the football. They're going to need their quarterback to make plays with his legs.
That's the thing. The San Francisco defense, correct me if I'm wrong, it gets stronger the further you go toward the line of scrimmage, right? If they're vulnerable, it's in the secondary.
Yes.
And they do play a lot of zone. And Dak's numbers, I was looking at Dak's numbers against zone this year, pretty spectacular. So if they can keep the pass rush off of him in any way and open things, I think that's a lot. They're going to want to show the Niners something the Niners haven't seen from them. And yes, they saw it if they watched the Monday night game, as they surely did. They saw him running. But I think that's an element to the game that they have been kind of holding back all year and waiting for the right time.
To Danny's point, and Rob Ninkovich, you were a pass rusher. If we wake up on Monday morning and we say the best player on the field Sunday was Nick Bosa, the Cowboys have no chance. They have to find a way to make sure that he doesn't ruin this game.
Yes, of course. And anytime, Damien, you know this, when you're going against a great pass rusher, you have to game plan accordingly based on what the defense likes to do. What do they like to do? They have a great front. They have a front that can get after the quarterback. So you have to just make sure, especially if you're in zone, that your front has to get home. You don't have time to let your secondary read the quarterback, because in zone coverage, really, basically, it's timing and windows. So offensively, you're trying to make sure your receivers are in the right spots and in the right time, and you get the ball out of your hand.
Damien Woody has borrowed my pen, and he has made a note. What does our note say? Let's see what that is. Bosa.
When you get, I guarantee you, when the Dallas Cowboys got in their meeting, offensive meeting, Bosa.
Boy,
that's the guy.
Like we opening
That's
box.
the guy. Bosa. Eliminate. You got to eliminate him. You got to eliminate if you're the Dallas Cowboys, if you want any chance to win this game, you got to eliminate the difference makers on their opposing.
Now let me take it back to something else. I'm dying to hear Bart and Ninko on this, because Damien Woody was quite passionate on this subject yesterday. There is a significant disparity in the amount of rest and preparation time these two teams have going into this game. The Niners go from a Saturday to a Sunday night, they have an extra day. The Cowboys go from a Monday night to a Sunday, they have one fewer day than normal, plus they travel both times. Both those games are road games for the Cowboys. That feels like a big deal to me. I'm reading the look on Bart's face. I think he disagrees. But D-Wood, tell me, just how concerned are you about the additional or less rest time for the Cowboys?
I don't give a damn about rest time. I agree. We are in the biggest weekend in football, the divisional round. If you want rest, you wait until the postseason when you can get on the beach. Like that, right now, everything is about the ring. It's about the championship. You can't be concerned. You can't make excuses or be concerned. Oh, the San Francisco 49ers got an extra day or whatever it is. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. We shouldn't even be bringing this up. Either you're gonna get it done or you're not gonna get it done. Period.
But the question is not, are the Cowboys planning to use this as an excuse? The question is, are they going to feel different than the 49ers do as a result of two fewer days?
No?
Spoken like a mere mortal.
Yeah.
In the great words of Yoda, do or do not. Try is not an option. Nobody cares about the circumstances. Nobody cares how you feel. Like, it doesn't matter. It's not going to affect you. Listen, the adrenaline is going to push you through. It does not matter. Any means necessary.
Look, listen, about 10 years ago, and now I guess it's 12 years ago, and we're going to reunite you and Sal Palantonio a little later on the show. But the legendary can't wait game. The Patriots had a bye. They had 2 weeks to prepare for your Jets, who had played a road game the week before and then played a road game and went in there and won. So you are living proof that it doesn't have to make a difference.
You're picking a scab. I mean.
Okay, well, sorry, Ninko, but I mean, it's.
Well, you got Super Bowls.
But you know what helps? The fact that they were just in a pillow fight with the Tampa Bay Bucks. They had 68 dropbacks. They had 12 runs.
They played 7-on-7.
That's it. So you're basically just running around. There is nothing physical about the game that they just played. Now, if on the flip side of that, if they played a heavy run team that's running direct runs at you and you're having to, strap up and make some big hits, then you're beat up, you're sore. So I think after the Tampa game, they're completely.
But the 49ers are a physical team. Does that start to matter? Third, fourth quarter, the Cowboys, sure, all that. I'm dying for you all to be right. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to fight back here. You know where my allegiance lies in all of this. But it does feel like it has to be some. Graziano and I, and again, we didn't play, so we fully defer to you guys. It feels like it has to make some difference.
I mean, I covered a Sunday night game, and they gave me a Saturday game this week, so I got a short week myself. I'm not eager to get on a plane tomorrow. I could use one more day. That's all I'm saying. But you guys obviously know a lot better.
Hold on. First of all, Green. we as players, we are maniacs. Okay,
yeah.
Say somebody's going to out-physical
Right,
us.
we're maniacs. To sit here and say, oh, because this team has more rest, that they're going to basically kick you behind. Really?
it's
Like you think any player is going to respond to something like that?
Question is,
come on.
the margins are so small. Could it make enough of a difference to sway a close game? That's the question.
Listen, Mike McCarthy better nip that in the bud immediately. It doesn't matter. You got a chance for glory. You got a chance to be immortal. These two guys have Super Bowl rings. They're immortal. When they're gone, they'll still be remembered. That's what you're fighting for. I don't care how you feel, how tired you are. Man, go complain to somebody else, man. You got the best opportunity in the world.
Do you want to play it real quick? Cindy, do you have the Mike McCarthy there? I jumped right through it, but we could play it if you guys want to hear how McCarthy handled it. This was what Mike McCarthy said in response to this exactly the other day.
I think it's going to serve us well. We'll have less sleep and we'll be grumpy, so we'll be fine. TV is king. I mean, what are you going to say? It's not concerned. We got plenty of time to get ready, so we're not stressed about it at all.
Not stressed about it at all. You like it?
I do, because really it's about you. When you get into the postseason, listen, teams are going to be who they are, right? You understand what they need to be focusing on is who's in that bunch.